Let me ask you something. What if winning the lottery wasn't about luck at all? What if it was about command, not of others, but of energy, of belief, of your own reality? Every December, millions of people in Spain wait for El Gordo, the Fat One, the biggest Christmas lottery in the world. Families gather, hearts pounding, hoping this year will be their year. But most of them, after the draw, go back to life as usual, saying, maybe next time. Yet, there's always someone who wins. Someone whose ticket was guided by something beyond logic. And that's what we're talking about today, how to command that kind of alignment. So here it is, 3 simple steps to win through command. Step 1, command with words. Words are not just sounds. They are frequencies. When you say, I never win anything, the universe hears that as a command. When you say, money find me easily, that too is a command. Every morning, speak this. Money flows to me through divine order. My number is chosen by grace. Don't just say it. Feel it. Speak as if your words are already happening. Because every word is a seed, and what you speak repeatedly becomes your harvest. Think about it. Every great change in your life began with a sentence. I can do this. I deserve better. It's my time. That's the power of verbal command. It programs your energy toward receiving. Step 2, command with vision. Close your eyes and imagine holding that winning ticket. Feel the paper in your hands. Hear the excitement in the room. Smell the air. See your name on the screen. The universe speaks in images, not words. If you can see it vividly enough, your subconscious begins to act as if it's already real. A woman once said she visualized her dream home every night before sleep, and one day, she walked into it, not because of luck, but because her energy led her actions, her choices, her opportunities, until they aligned perfectly. So, don't wish the win. See it. Command it through vision. Step 3, command with faith. This is the hardest one, because faith is not hoping. Faith is knowing. When you buy your ticket, buy it with certainty. Not arrogance, not desperation, just peace. When you release your command with faith, you stop chasing outcomes. You start attracting them. Remember, the universe does not respond to fear. It responds to frequency. And faith vibrates higher than doubt. Say to yourself, I have already won in energy. The physical will catch up. That's alignment. That's divine command. You see, the real prize isn't just the money. It's awakening your ability to command your life, to speak what you want, see it in your mind, and walk with the faith that is already yours. Here are some key points related to this. Words carry energy. Speak what you want, not what you fear. Visualization is the language of manifestation. See it before it happens. Faith transforms energy into reality. Believe without needing proof. The universe mirrors your vibration, not your wishes. Winning is about alignment, not luck. When you command with conviction, life starts to respond with miracles. Words are not just sounds leaving your mouth. They're commands written into the unseen code of reality. Every syllable you speak sends out a vibration that shapes what comes back to you. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'm always unlucky, or money never stays with me? You might have said it casually, not realizing those phrases were small spells. Orders whispered to the universe, and the universe, ever obedient, simply replied, as you wish. That's why the first step to winning anything, the lottery, success, peace, begins with command through words. There was once a man named Javier from Seville who played the Spanish Christmas lottery every year. For 15 years, he bought his ticket with the same quiet hope, and for 15 years, nothing happened. One winter, his mindset changed. He heard someone say, your words create your weather. The phrase hit him. From that day, instead of saying, I never win, he began saying, the universe loves to surprise me with abundance. He didn't just say it once. He said it every morning while brushing his teeth, every night before sleeping. It felt silly at first, almost like lying to himself. But slowly his energy shifted. He smiled more, worried less, and when the next Christmas came, he bought his ticket with strange calmness, not desperation. That year, his number won. Not the grand jackpot, but enough to change his life. Javier said later, "It wasn't the ticket that changed. It was my tone when I spoke about life." That's the essence of command through words. It's not begging. It's not pleading. It's authority born from inner belief. You don't say, "Please let me win." You declare, "I am open to receive what is mine by divine order." That single shift transforms your vibration from lack to abundance, from hoping to knowing. The Bible says, "Let there be light." And there was light. The divine didn't ask for light. It commanded it. You carry that same power within you every time you speak with conviction. Imagine two people buying the same lottery ticket. One mutters, "This won't work, but let's try." The other smiles and says softly, "This one holds my miracle." The paper in their hands is the same, yet the energy wrapped around it is entirely different. Life doesn't respond to the paper. It responds to the belief behind it. Words are the bridge between your unseen faith and your visible results. Think of your words like the wind that pushes a sailboat. You might not see the wind, but it determines where the boat goes. If your words are filled with doubt, you drift in circles. But when they're filled with certainty and gratitude, the wind shifts, and suddenly, life begins to move in your favor. So when you command with words, do it like someone who already owns a treasure. Speak not from need, but from knowing. Whisper to the universe as if it's listening. Because it is. Every word you speak builds a path for what's walking toward you, quietly, faithfully, waiting to arrive. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're standing in a quiet room, ticket in hand, and before you lies possibility itself. You can almost feel the pulse of destiny in your fingertips. That's what visualization truly is, not daydreaming, but commanding through sight. The universe doesn't respond to your language. It responds to the pictures you create in your mind. Every image you hold consistently becomes a silent order, shaping the circumstances that begin to unfold around you. When you see something clearly enough, your subconscious starts believing it's already real. And once that belief takes root, your energy rearranges itself to match that vision. There's a story about a woman named Lucia who worked in a small bakery in Madrid. Every morning, as she kneaded dough, she imagined herself walking into the lottery office, her hands trembling, the sound of cameras clicking as her name was announced. She would picture her mother crying tears of joy, her co-workers cheering, the warm glow of the afternoon sun to the window as she said, "We did it." She didn't just visualize the win, she felt it. She practiced that feeling until it became second nature. Months later, when the numbers were called, her ticket matched. Reporters asked her how it felt to win, and she smiled and said, "It felt exactly the same as it did in my imagination." That's the secret. When your inner world is already living the scene, your outer world starts finding ways to make it true. Scientists call it the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters reality to align with what you focus on. If you constantly imagine failure, your mind notices every reason to give up. But if you vividly imagine success, your perception sharpens, your intuition awakens, and you start noticing the doors that were always there. Think of it like tuning a radio. The frequency of your thoughts decides what station you hear. Visualization is tuning your entire being to the frequency of the life you desire. It's not about pretending or forcing. It's about embodying the feeling of already having it. When you do that, your body relaxes, your energy rises, and everything around you begins to shift in quiet response. Even great athletes use this power. Michael Phelps once said he swam every race hundreds of times in his mind before ever stepping into the pool. When he won gold, it wasn't surprise. It was recognition. He had already been there. Visualization creates that same pattern for your destiny. When you imagine holding that winning ticket, when you feel gratitude before it happens, you're sending a signal stronger than hope. You're sending faith in motion. So picture the moment as if it's happening now. The sound, the laughter, the relief in your chest. Let the vision be so real that when it finally arrives, it feels like déjà vu, because it was never a coincidence. It was simply the universe catching up to the picture you've been painting all along. Faith is not hoping something might happen. It's knowing deep within your bones that it already has. It's the quiet, unshakable confidence that what you've asked for is already moving toward you, even when the evidence says otherwise. Most people confuse faith with waiting, but faith isn't passive. It's alive. It's energy in motion. When you command with faith, you don't chase outcomes. You attract them because your frequency has already reached the destination you desire. There's a story of a man named Raphael who used to buy a lottery ticket every December for El Gordo. But unlike others, he didn't buy it with trembling hands or whisper, "Please let this be my year." Instead, he would smile softly and say, "Thank you, God, for choosing me this time." People around him would laugh, thinking he was delusional, but he never flinched. He didn't need them to believe. He only needed his own faith to hold steady. That year, he didn't win, nor the next, but he never wavered. Every season, he gave thanks in advance, feeling the joy as if it had already happened. On the third year, his number was drawn. When reporters asked him what he did differently, he said, "I stopped asking and started trusting." Faith isn't blind. It's visionary. It sees what the eyes can't yet see. It's like planting a seed and knowing the tree already exists in potential. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust the process. That's exactly how divine timing works. When you command with faith, you plant your intention and release it with peace, not panic. You no longer wake up asking because deep down, you know the one is already written. There's a line that says, when you pray, believe you have received it, and it will be yours. Notice it doesn't say believe you might receive it. It says you have. That's the power of command through faith. It doesn't beg. It thanks. It doesn't wonder. It knows. When you send out a command from a heart anchored in faith, it becomes a decree, one that heaven honors. Faith transforms your energy from grasping to grounded. When you're in doubt, you vibrate scarcity. When you're in faith, you vibrate certainty, and certainty is magnetic. You can almost feel the difference. Doubt feels tight and anxious. Faith feels open and calm. It's that calm energy that draws miracles because it signals trust. Imagine walking into a room where someone believes in you completely. You instantly want to rise to meet that belief. That's how the universe responds to faith. So when you buy your ticket, when you speak your affirmation, do it with stillness in your chest. Don't look around for signs. Be the sign. Whisper gratitude before the results are known. Smile as if the outcome is already written in your favor. Because in the language of faith, it already is. The universe is merely taking its time to deliver what your belief has already claimed. The universe doesn't speak in words. It listens to frequency. Every thought, emotion, and belief you hold sends out a vibration that quietly shapes your circumstances. It's not magic, it's resonance. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. When your vibration is one of fear, the universe echoes it back through delays, resistance, and disappointment. But when your vibration hums with trust, peace, and gratitude, life starts opening doors you didn't even know existed. Think of it like a tuning fork. If you strike one note, another of the same frequency begins to vibrate beside it. That's how alignment works. You're constantly broadcasting your inner state, and reality is simply responding in kind. A young woman named Sophia once told a story about her uncle who played the lottery every year. He was obsessed with winning, but always filled with worry. He would say, "I need this money. I have to win this time." His entire energy was desperate, tense, impatient. Sophia, on the other hand, decided to try something different. She played just once, but she played from joy, not need. She imagined what she would do with the winnings, how she'd surprise her parents, the people she'd help. She said she could feel warmth in her chest when she thought about it, not fear. A few months later, her ticket didn't win, but something strange happened. She was offered a new job that doubled her income. She smiled and said, "I guess the universe responded to my vibration, not my ticket." That's the truth most people miss. The energy behind your desire matters more than the desire itself. Your vibration is the language creation understands. You can't fool it. You might speak affirmations every day, but if inside you're filled with doubt or scarcity, the frequency doesn't match. It's like dialing the wrong number and expecting the right person to answer. That's why emotional alignment matters more than repetition. When you feel abundant before abundance arrives, When you feel chosen before the prize appears, you're already in harmony with what you want. Everything around you is energy, the air, the light, even the ticket in your hand. The moment your emotions and intentions line up with faith, you become a magnet. That's why gratitude is such a powerful force. When you're grateful for something you don't yet see, you're telling the universe, I already have it. That signal creates alignment. It's why miracles often arrive the moment you stop worrying and start resting in trust. Imagine your energy as a mirror. Whatever you project is reflected back to you. If you project fear, you see uncertainty. If you project faith, you see flow. The universe isn't punishing or rewarding. It's mirroring. So when people say, why does nothing ever work out for me? They're unknowingly commanding more of that same energy. But when they shift to, everything is unfolding perfectly for me, even small coincidences begin to turn in their favor. To command your reality is to become aware of your vibration. Speak your truth, but feel it too. Don't just think rich, feel rich. Don't just imagine winning. Embody the peace and gratitude of already having it. Because once your vibration matches your vision, the universe has no choice but to answer in your frequency. People often say they're just lucky when someone wins a lottery or lands a perfect opportunity. But what if luck isn't random at all? What if luck is simply alignment, wearing a disguise? Alignment is when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all move in the same direction. When there's no inner war between what you want and what you believe you deserve. Most people want abundance, but their inner dialogue still whispers, I'm not worthy, or it's too hard. That contradiction creates static in the signal. But when your desire and belief finally agree, life starts rearranging itself to match that harmony. Winning isn't about luck. It's about tuning your inner world so precisely that everything external falls into place. There was a man named Daniel who worked as a janitor in Valencia. Every day, he walked past a small lottery stand on his way to work. He always wanted to buy a ticket, but part of him thought, people like me never win. One morning, an old woman selling tickets smiled and said, today feels lucky. For some reason, Daniel felt something shift. He bought the ticket. But more importantly, he decided to stop thinking like a loser. That week, he changed his routine. He walked with his head high, started saying to himself, good things happen to me all the time, and began feeling grateful for the smallest blessings. A warm coffee, a sunny morning, the sound of laughter in the street. A month later, his number hit. When asked what he did differently, Daniel said, I didn't try to win. I just started believing I could. That's what alignment looks like, not forcing outcomes, but become the person that outcomes naturally find. When your energy aligns with success, success can recognize you. Imagine like a key and a lock. If your thoughts are the key, your emotions are the grooves that make it fit. When both match the lock of your desire, the door opens effortlessly. No luck required. People who seem lucky are usually those who expect good things without resistance. They walk into rooms expecting opportunities, not rejection. They trust timing instead of fearing delay. That mindset creates a magnetic presence that draws possibilities. It's not supernatural, it's natural law. When your vibration matches your intention, you enter the stream of synchronicity where life flows instead of fights you. You probably experience small moments of alignment. Thinking about someone right before they call, finding money when you needed it most, or getting an idea that leads to something incredible. Those aren't coincidences. They're confirmations that you were momentarily aligned with flow. The more consistently you stay there, the larger the manifestations become. So, winning isn't about the ticket, the odds, or the draw. It's about being in sync with abundance itself. When your heart, mind, and action speak the same language, reality listens. Alignment feels light, effortless, peaceful. That peace is your proof you're tuned to the right frequency. And when that happens, life doesn't need to surprise you with luck. It simply responds to your harmony, because you've already become a match to everything you've been asking for. When you command with conviction, life begins to bend toward your belief. It's as if the invisible forces that shape your days suddenly recognize your voice and respond. Conviction is the electricity behind every miracle. Without it, words are just noise. With it, they become law. You can whisper with conviction and move mountains, or shout without it and move nothing at all. Conviction doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from certainty, that deep, silent knowing that what you say carries divine weight. The moment you stop doubting whether your voice matters, the universe starts treating it as authority. There's a story of a man named Miguel from Granada who was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. He'd read about manifestation, but never really believed in it. One night, something in him snapped. He stood in front of the mirror and said out loud, "I am done living small. I am rich. I am favored. I am chosen." He said it not as a wish, but as a declaration. His eyes filled with tears, but his voice didn't shake. In that moment, he wasn't repeating words. He was stepping into identity. From that night forward, everything changed. Within weeks, he got a job offer that paid double. He said later, "The moment I spoke it, I knew reality had to catch up." That's the kind of conviction that commands results. Conviction is energy in its purest form. It doesn't ask, "What if it doesn't work?" It says, "Watch it work." When you speak with conviction, you stop begging life for permission. You stop hoping for luck and start expecting obedience from your reality. It's the same force behind every breakthrough, every invention, every healing story. Someone, somewhere, decided to stop doubting and start declaring. That moment of alignment between voice and faith created a vibration so strong that the world has no choice but to echo it. You can feel conviction when it's real. It's in the way someone says it's done, and you believe them even if nothing has changed yet. It's that unexplainable authority that doesn't need proof to feel true. You've felt it before, the calm confidence that settles in your chest when you just know something good is coming. Even when logic says otherwise, that's conviction, and it's the birthplace of miracles. When you command with conviction, your energy stops being scattered. You become laser-focused, steady, clear. The universe responds to that clarity, like metal to a magnet. Doubt confuses energy. Conviction directs it. Every word, every action, every emotion lines up behind your belief and pushes reality into shape. It's like standing before a locked door and saying, "Open," not because you're guessing it might, but because you know it must. So when you speak your desires, let your voice carry weight. Speak not as someone asking for blessings, but as someone awakening them. Don't say, "I hope." Say, "I am." Don't say, "Maybe." Say, "It's done." The moment you stop negotiating with doubt and speak from conviction, the universe stops questioning your authority because it recognizes the sound of truth as, "Oh, here's the truth." The universe has never been silent. It's only been waiting for your command. Every word you speak, every image you hold, every ounce of faith you release, it all builds the frequency that shapes your future. You are not unlucky. You are not forgotten. You are powerful beyond belief. The moment you start speaking with certainty, seeing with clarity, and believing without fear, life starts rearranging itself around your vibration. Don't wait for a lucky ticket. Don't wait for the stars to align. You are the alignment. The command is already inside you. Speak it, see it, feel it, live it. Every second you hesitate, you delay the miracle that's been trying to reach you. But the moment you decide, truly decide, the entire universe moves to meet your faith. Say it now, say it boldly. "I am chosen. I am ready. I am aligned." Say it until your energy shifts, until your fear fades, until your reality catches up. Because it will. It always does. The world doesn't change when you wish harder. It changes when you command with conviction. Your support means everything. If this resonated with you, please share, and subscribe. And remember this. So don't wait for luck. Don't pray for permission. Command your miracle and watch the universe obey. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one.